While we were in Walmart, I had to go to the bathroom as I really had to do toilets. So I told my auntie. My auntie told me that I was now old enough to go by myself. With these words, I started to cry. Auntie asked Ariel if she could take me. Ariel said yes. We started to walk in the direction towards the washroom. However, on the way, my stomach started to cramp up. I had to stop walking as the cramps were so bad. Ariel stopped and said, "We can't stop now. If we do, you may not make it." The thought of me in Walmart doing toilets in my diaper scared me, so I started to walk again. When we got to the washroom door, I was so excited that my muscles gave up and I poo-pooed in my diaper. Ariel started to hold me cause she knew I was going to cry. Suddenly my aunt and cousins appeared. My aunt had been concerned that I may not make it. When they saw me, my cousin Sarah came up and gave me a hug as I had been crying. Then one of Walmart's employees came up to see if I was okay. My auntie told her that I had an accident. My auntie asked me if I wanted to have my diaper changed here or have it changed at home. I asked auntie if I could have my diaper changed at home, as it was too embarrassing to have it changed in public. Auntie had to go to the checkout and pay for the stuff she had bought. Ariel led me to the car, wiping the tears away from my face as we went. When we got home, auntie changed my stinky diaper. When my diaper had been changed, I went downstairs with Ariel. When we got downstairs, Ariel showed me the stuff they got for me at the store. They bought me a bib, bottles, baby formula, and a pacifier. Ariel took the pacifier and put it in my mouth. Then once again I felt my stomach cramp up. I started to do my potty dance around the living room. Quickly Ariel took me to the bathroom so I could do toilets. Luckily we made it just in time. Auntie was so proud of me for making it in time, that she gave me a cookie from the cookie jar. A while later auntie called us all for dinner. After dinner, Ariel and Sarah took me to the park to play. I was so busy having fun and playing that I did not realize that I wet myself till Ariel called me over to check my diaper. When Ariel found out that I had wet my diaper, she told me we would have to go home soon, so I did not get a rash. However, before we went home I asked Ariel if I could go on the slide. Unfortunately, while sliding down the slide I did a little poo-poo. I ran over to Ariel and Sarah holding my bottom. They knew that I had gone to poo-poo. We left the park and started to run home. However, we never made it in time and I messed my diaper really bad. Once again I started to cry. This time I was crying so hard that I couldn't walk. So Sarah has to drive down in the car to pick us all up. When I got home I was crying and auntie wanted to know what happened. Sarah explained to auntie what had happened while Ariel tried to calm me down. Auntie took me upstairs and changed my diaper. When auntie had changed my diaper, she put me down for a nap. When I woke up from my nap I remembered what happened at the park earlier and started to cry. Auntie came in and tried to calm me down. She told me that I was having so much fun in the park that I had forgotten I needed to go to do toilets. I replied to auntie that I couldn't hold it anymore and that it had just come out. She said that it was okay and not to worry about it. Auntie gave me a big hug and a kiss. She then gave me a bottle filled with baby formula. Auntie told me that Ariel was waiting for me to wake up and that she was going to read me a book. Auntie called Ariel to tell her that she can come up now. Ariel came in and said these were the books that I picked out earlier this morning. Auntie said have fun and she went downstairs to watch television. Ariel asked me, which one do you want me to read first? I pick out Green Eggs and Ham. She started to read. As she turned the pages I said that I would like to see the pictures. Ariel smiled and showed me the picture. When she finished the book I was half asleep. She said that I had to get up so that auntie could put me in my thick night diaper. Ariel then went downstairs and about 5 minutes later my auntie was upstairs to put me in my night diaper. My auntie said the little baby going to bed. I nodded my head. Yes auntie. She then said then we have to put you in a thicker diaper don't we? Once again I nodded my head. Yes auntie. Auntie said that I was a big wetter at night and that I should be in thicker diapers. Do you like wearing thicker diapers at night? She asked. I nodded my head yes and smiled. Before I knew it, she had me in my nighttime diaper and pajamas. Auntie said that I was set for bedtime and she will see me in the morning. I woke up
Have
this
a good
morning
night's
with a
sleep.
wet and messy diaper on. This made me start to cry. Ariel came into the bedroom and asked me if I was okay. I shook my head. No, I cried. Ariel asked me what was wrong. In floods of tears, I told her that I had had an accident last night in my diapers. Ariel went on to ask me, do you want me to change you? For some unknown reason, I replied. No. You are not old enough. At this Ariel laughed. She went on to inform me that Auntie was not at home, so I would have to make do with her changing me. There was nothing I could say or do. So with no further delay, Ariel put me into a fresh clean diaper. When we were done, she said for me to come downstairs so that I could have my breakfast. Ariel sat me down in the family room and she turned on the television for me. She then went into the kitchen to get me my breakfast. On the table in the family room I saw a sharp letter opener. I knew I was not supposed to touch it, however, something in me could not resist. Ariel came back into the room and I quickly hid the letter opener behind my back. However, Ariel was too quick for me, and had seen what I had done. Ariel took the letter opener away from me. She told me she was very disappointed in me, and if I did something like that again I would be spanked. I started to cry when she said this. Ariel picked me up and sat me facing the corner. She said I had been very naughty and I was to stay there until she had finished making breakfast. 5 minutes went by. Ariel came to the corner and asked me if I was sorry for what I had done. I replied that I was and that I would never do it again. Ariel then asked, are you ready to come out and eat breakfast? I shook my head and said yes. Ariel gave me a big hug and sat me back at the family room table. There I ate my breakfast of boiled eggs and soldiers.